Hello coders. In this session we are going to deal with comma separated values, that is in short CSV files. They are special kind of files. Mostly they deal with record type of structure where data is stored in records, that is collection of fields, like in Excel sheet or in OpenOffice Calc or in Google Docs or in database. In the way the data is arranged, these types of files can read them easily or can be modified. Because the separator here is comma, so it is known as comma separated values files. Other than comma separator, there can be other separators also, like tab space, semicolon, space, pipe symbol. So like for tab separated values, they are TSVs. So because this is comma separated value, so this is CSV. So depending upon the delimiter means by which the fields are being separated. If the delimiter is comma, it is CSV file. If the delimiter is tab space, it is TSV file. So here we are going to deal with CSV files. How CSV files are treated in Python, how Python can read these files, how Python can do modification or any writing data in these kinds of files. That we'll see in this tutorial further. How to work in CSV files. As I have already discussed just now with you, that these files can be easily opened and viewed where we can maintain record type structure like in Excel sheet, Google Docs, OpenOffice Calc, and these files are having extension as .csv. The most common example if I take of Excel, in Excel there is a feature to save the file as CSV. So in any Excel sheet, if you are saving at .csv, it is in this simple way you can generate CSV file. So this is one of the example. So in other softwares also you can create read write in CSV files. So in this video we are going to discuss how Python deals with CSV files. In Excel, I have created a CSV file. I have saved it, while saving, I have saved it as CSV file, CSV comma delimited. So in list you will be getting how to save the file. So when you work in Excel, you create the file and give the extension .csv. So save as type .csv. Few messages will come that you can read and just click on OK. So this way I have created a file where product ID, product name, quantity and price per unit is given in a sheet, and the details of few products are listed over here. So now we'll see this excel.csv file, because if we would try to read Excel file which is having .xls extension in Python, it will be difficult. Python won't be able to read Excel file in its software. So but if we save the same Excel sheet file, we save it as .csv, then it is easily, Python can handle this file easily in its software. So we'll just see how Python will read this file, or how in Python we can work in CSV file, or how we can open this sheet and work. So we'll go to Python, and here I have made a program to read the CSV file And just now the Excel file I have showed, which is saved as extension.csv, was stored in D drive in the particular folder by the name product.csv. So for that purpose, to read CSV, we need to import a module named import CSV, and then we are opening the file as we are opening other files in Python. With open method, this is the file object, open method, the path of the file to be opened, and in read mode, because we are going to read the details just now I have showed you in Excel. And the method reader of CSV module is going to help. So this line is very important, where data is being read from CSV file, complete data, all the records will be read in the variable data with the help of the function reader, and this is the file object. So data, that means all the details of the products will be read, even the header row where I have written product ID, product name, the heading row, the header row will also be read as a normal. So along with header row and data, everything will be stored in the variable data. Any variable you can take over here. And this is not yes, this is a list. So I'm reading data from CSV file and storing in list. It is not compulsorily required to store in list. If you wish, you can store in list, or you can directly print over here. Rather than writing record.append, just you print the data. So here I have taken a list, empty list, and all the data which is stored in the data variable of CSV file, one by one all the records will be read. So first record, that is the first record, obviously that is the header row. First is the header row, that means where product ID, product name, quantity, price per unit. Header row and other 4 rows will be read one by one. So first row will be stored in row variable, and that will be appended to the list. So record by record, that will be appended in the list, and then we are closing the file and we are printing the list variable. So I expect the complete details along with the header row, that means 1 row for header and 4 rows for product details must be displayed in Python if it is successfully done. So I'll run this. So you can see here, like product ID, this is the header row, product ID, product name, quantity, price per unit, and then details one by one are in more formatted way. We can print it by using print statement also, or in many other ways we can do it. So this is a list within a list. You can see double brackets, list within a list. First record is one list, second record, first record means header row, this is one list, this is another list, this is another list, and the last is P04. So this is how we can read from CSV file saved in Excel, and we are reading in Python. So here, if you don't want to display in a list, simply just you can print it by writing the print statement. Record is not defined, that is the syntax, but actually this output will be coming. This output will be coming. That's a minor mistake that I'll be rectifying in the file. Yeah, this one. So this is the actual output what you are going to get, the header row and the other details. I'll close this output screen, and this is the way you can read from CSV file. Now what other operation we can do, like searching in the records, modifying the records, or just appending them or deleting, all these activities also can be done from Python in CSV files. So this is a program where I'm going to demonstrate you the next function. This function, what is the role of this function? Next function just takes the pointer to the next record. So if in case I want to treat the header row as a different, because header row is not the part of the data, so I don't want to display header row right now. I only want to display the details, only the data part. So next function, it's not that only for the header row. Next function, whenever we'll be using next function, it will take the pointer to the next record to be read. So same as in previous example, import CSV, opening the file, reading the data, then list, empty list, and here we'll be counting the records also. So while counting the record, I don't want to count the header row where only headings are given. I want to count those records where data is stored. So I have used next function, next, and within that data variable where all the records are stored. So what this function will do, this will take the mouse pointer, or not the mouse pointer, the file pointer. It will move the file pointer or the CSV file pointer to the next record which is being read, to the next record. Next means moving to the next record. So when I am using one time next, then that means I am reaching to the end of first record, because first time I have used next. That means the pointer will point at the end of first record. So end of first record means now header row is over. We can start reading the data part. So this is for skipping the header row. Or if you are using next function, again suppose you are using next data, you can test this. If you are writing this, now the pointer will point at the end of second record. That means first record, after this will take you to after the first record, and this will take you after the pointer to the after the second record. So this way, next, as many times you are using next, that many time pointer will skip or jump to next record, or it will skip one record. In both way you can understand. So here I want to skip only one record, that the header row, so I have written next over here, and then I am reading the records from data variable one by one and appending in a list and counting also. So when I'll be running this, hopefully I'll get the details of the data part in record variable, and C will give me the number of records present in CSV file named product.csv. So right now currently product.csv is having 4 records. If I exclude header row, this header row I am not counting, so otherwise there are 4 records are there. This is just the previous file, the next this one. So we were using the next function and counting the number of records. So it hasn't read the header record because I have used next function. So it started reading from data part where actual data is there, 4 records in being read, and at last you can see there is 4 means because I have printed there the value of counted what was stored in the variable C, how many records are being read. So it is giving 4. I'll close this file. So C, the variable C is giving 4 because there were 4 records. So in a simple way we can it is the same as the previous example, only I have used next function and counted the number of records. And in next example, one more function we'll see, that is line underscore num. This function we'll see in this example. We'll import CSV file, open the CSV file in read mode. We'll read the data from CSV file. List is empty, C0, and in this I have not used next function. That means header record also will be stored. Till now it is there in data variable. So that means one time, when first time right now data is having all the records along with the header record. So first time when loop will run, so row variable will contain header record where the heading names are there, product ID, price, quantity, and product name. So header record, first record, that is header record, will be read in row variable. Now in this example again, this is also one of the way when we can skip any record. Data dot line underscore num equal to 1. That means the first record of data variable. Data variable means all. Right now data variable, if you will print after this, what you can just test it by writing. I'm not printing right now, but you can do it. You can write this and you can know what details data variable is storing. So data variable here is storing along with the header record all other 4 records stored in product.csv. So line underscore num will it is line underscore num. So line numbers are given to the records as this one is given as line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4, line number 5. So according to that, line number 1 is containing header row. So data dot line underscore num, this is an inbuilt function, is equal to 1, then continue. That means the loop will go for next iteration without doing this below activities. When continue means it will skip all the other statement of the loop and it will go for next iteration. Next iteration means next record will be read into row variable. So it will skip the line number 1. So if you write line number 2, it will skip the second record. If you write line number 3, or any other way you can use this function also. If you want to skip 2 records, then you can write data dot line underscore num equal to this, or data dot line underscore num equal to value, the constant value. So this way you can take help of line underscore num functions help. And so here I am taking the help of this function to skip header record, so that this loop is continuing for the next record. Skipping the first record, it will directly go without appending. That continue means it will not go to the next statement of the loop. It will go for next. From here it will just go to, from this part it will go to this part. So this way it will be skipping and other records will be appended to the list variable. If you want to see what is the length of the, this is a experiment, length of the record variable. So length of the record variable, according to me, it should be 4. because I am skipping line number 1. So it will be giving 4, and the record variable will be giving the details of details of the product we have got along with the counted record. So either you can use next function or you can use line underscore num to skip the header row, or you can use the next function or line underscore num in another way also for different other purpose. So these two functions or these two methods are there which you can use for your coding. Further we'll see, I'll close this output screen, and then further we'll see another workout in CSV file like searching into the CSV file. So I have the same CSV file I am searching in the same CSV file named product.csv. Then if header, I don't want that my header row should come in search. Why? Because header row is containing just the column headings. So what to search in the header row? So no logic or no reason of searching in header row, because header row is the part of heading, not the part of data. So to skip that, again I have used line underscore num, and I am searching P03. So when I'll be so here you can add on some coding. If means I'm searching for P03, you can modify more in a more perfect way. You can ask from user which product ID would you like to search here. That coding you will be adding over here, that which product ID. Input and enter ID to search. You can write enter ID to search, and then so first I'll be showing with P03, then I'll be going for some modification in this program. So whether we'll see, and this we'll do later on. And you can see over this continue, I think it is clear, row of 0, that means row is a kind of list. It is a kind of list. So at the 0th index we are having product ID. At the first index we are having a name. So at 0th index we are having product ID, so it is written 0. So on the basis of 0th index, searching will be done. So this is the way we have searched the record successfully. Now if you wish, you can modify in that coding. I did some modification, and in the same file for searching, I'm taking or accepting ID from keyboard to be searched. If ID is found, it will give the message data found. This coding, I think it's very simple. If ID is matched, because ID is at 0th index in product.csv, and I is the variable where I am accepting the ID from the user to be searched. If that is found, a message will come data found, and the row record will be printed, which is stored in this variable. And flag is just a simple variable which is initially false. If record is found, it will turn to true and the loop will terminate, because we expect the ID to be unique, so further searching is not required. So break keyword. So if everything successfully done, the record will be printed. But if it is not found, if the ID what we are searching and stored in I, if it is never matching, that means flag will always remain false. If it is never entering to this if, that means flag will always remains false, and that means record not found. So which is being used after the loop. If flag remains false throughout, that means data not found. So now I'll be running this file and show you how it works. ID Obviously P01, P02, such kind of ID I have taken, and P was in capital, so case sensitivity we need to take care of. P01, if I am searching data found and it is listing the, and see it, here it is P capital, so that we have to be very careful about. So data found and details of the record. Again, if I am running this and I am entering any such product ID which is not available, maybe P09, so it will be just showing a message, data not found. So this is how you can do searching. It's a simple coding, and at last the file pointer is being closed with the help of close method. So this is the way we can do searching in the file. Next we are writing to CSV file. Till now we have seen how we can do searching or just checking or reading records from CSV file. Now we'll see how we can write details or data to CSV file from Python. So I'm creating another file named student.csv, extension to be CSV. This file will get created through Python. So import CSV, a variable file name, fields type of fields is the name of list variable, and for header row, specifically for header row, I have created a list, because header row to be inputted only once, so that is outside the loop and processing. And with open function, with open functionality, I am opening the file and file name, because my file is stored in D drive in this folder, so I have written the complete path, because my file is not getting stored in where Python is, my currently Python files are getting stored, or my Python software is there. My file is getting stored in this folder in under D drive. So this is the file name. So this will be this is replaced by the variable file name, which is already created over here in write mode. And this one, this why I have used here new line equal to space. This, if you won't give this one, then also there won't be any error. You can try out by omitting this one. You can omit this one and you can see what will happen. Extra lines will get generated. So in same, because one line will be getting generated when we will be writing every time the records are written in new line. So obviously we require that also, that every time the records to be written in new line, and whenever we'll be inputting details, we can see that when we will be writing the data into the CSV file, if you omit this, no error will be coming, but you can see extra lines will be there between each record. Extra line will be added because a new line gap will be coming here. So we don't want that new line gap to be there, so we are filling that line gap with a space. As we know, in the print statement in Python, end equal to space, when we write, then a new line doesn't get created. Here also, when you are writing new line equal to space, a new line record will not be going to another new line. So you can try out by omitting this one. You can see that extra few lines, extra line is there between the records. Records are already getting stored in a new line. That means records are already stored as a fresh record or a new record, and in between that again a line is getting generated. To avoid that, this is being written. And as file name, file object's name, so file object's name, here I have taken CSV file. You can take any variable. And with open, when you are writing, one thing is there, that every coding of file handling to be within this statement. Within after this colon, complete block will be coming. And you need not to close the file if you are using with open option for opening the file. So this is just a simple way. So in a simple way, CSV underscore W, this is a variable. Then CSV, this is the module name, dot writer. Writer is a method under this module. CSV file, this is the variable which I have taken over here. This variable, comma, delimiter equal to comma. So if you omit this argument, this is optional. Even if you omit from here to here and just you give a small bracket, then also because it is CSV file, so delimiter or the separator will be taken as comma. In introduction already I have told you, delimiter, the limiter which separates the fields, can be a question mark, can be a pipe symbol, can be a semicolon, can be a space, can be a tab space. Any separator can come between the fields as a delimiter. But here we are dealing with CSV, comma separated values files. So the delimiter I have used here is comma. Even if you don't write this argument, by default the delimiter will be comma only. And then the same variable which I have used over here, this variable dot write row. Write row is a method. There are two main methods to write data into the file. One is write row and one is write rows. So here we are using write row. So one record will be written to the CSV file at once. So the record is fields. Fields means the header row, because header row is also important when we are reading the file, which column, which field is for which purpose. That is, as we experience in Excel, in database, fields are very much important. So field name is required. So this write row method, right now this method is adding the fields at the top as a first record, with the fields are name, class, year and percentage for the student. Now because this record to be added only once, header row to be added only once, so it is outside the loop. And when the loop is starting, one by one we'll be entering the details and from keyboard and store it into the CSV file. One by one we'll be entering from, accepting from keyboard and storing into CSV file, accepting from keyboard, storing into CSV file till the user's choice. And then a simple message file creation method, just to denote, just as a marker, not as much important, and no need of closing the file because we are using with open method. So as many record you want, you can add it to CSV file till we are pressing any other character than n, small n. If I am pressing small n, then only the loop will terminate. Otherwise, apart from small n, any other character if I am pressing, the loop will continue. Name, class 7, year 2019, percentage. If you want to continue, press any key. If I am pressing small n, this process will stop. Database of students we are collecting. So previous classes percentage, and if I want to continue, I'll be pressing something, any other character. If I want to discontinue, I'll be pressing n. So I'm pressing n, and then a message came, file created, and now I have to check whether where this file is created, where this file got created. So that I have to check. According to me, it should be in D drive in this folder, student.csv. I need to check. My Excel is opened. I'll be checking whether it is created. Open. I'll be opening this file. go to Excel and we'll open the file. File name is somewhere student, and that too when you will see CSV file in Excel, it is having Excel symbol also, and something like a symbol also in that. So this is Excel, means you can, CSV file is having special type of icon in X also, but something A also, a special icon you can get for CSV files, which gives you the difference between the XLS files and CSV files. So I have opened the CSV file. Just now you can compare whatever the in the output screen. In the output screen you can compare it with the output screen. Soumya 7 2019 89.5. So header row already in the coding section we can see. So first row is this, second row is Tanya 9 2018 78.9. So this is how we are successfully created CSV file, and I'll close this file. We'll move to Python. So, and header row we were having name, class, year and percentage. So successfully we have created the CSV file from Python. There is one more method, write rows. Here in this example you can see record row by row. I am adding the records in CSV file. But if I want to put all the records, or I want to write all the records in one go, in one step, in one action to the file, then I'll be using write rows. Write rows. So this I have created another file here. In this we'll learn that how in one go, not record by record, how in one go we can write all the records to the CSV file. The same process, nothing new in this file, is the same as we are writing the one record, only a little bit of changes which was required. I have created empty list. In that empty list, because I need to append from list. So from where I'll be accepting the data, I'll be preparing a list within a list. Means in the main list there will be another lists. Another list means this is the first record will be of fields, field heading. Next record will be data part. So data I am taking from keyboard. So list within a list. So each record will be a kind of list, and on the whole complete object is a list, fields is a list, and within that record by record we are appending. That means list within a list. One record, this one record is a one list, and in such kind of n number of records if I am putting within fields variable, that means list within a list. So first I am appending in this list, in the fields list, I am appending the header row. So right now I am not writing to the file because I'll be writing all the details in one step. So write row function I am not using, write rows function I am using. So all the records I'll be writing in one step. So here I'll not be writing the header row in the file. All will be stored in list whose name is fields, and all records, all data records, all data along with the header row will be dumped in one step. Along with the header row, data rows also will be written to the CSV file in one step with the help of write rows. So I think this append method is clear to you what it is doing, appending the details in the list named fields. Opening the file with open CSV writer already we have discussed, and acceptance into name variable, class variable, year, percentage, And then if you want to enter more records, press yes, otherwise no. And then at the end, CSV underscore W, the CSV file. So this is the file object for the variable where writer function is being initiated. Writer function is must whether you use write row or write rows. So writer function is must to initiate the CSV file object. This line you need to remember. Other than opening the file, you need to initiate the writer method also if you want to write some data into CSV file. So this this variable we have initiated. So the same variable here, and then write rows method, and whatever is being appended in the list named fields will be written to the CSV file in one step. You can see this line is within the block of with open, but this statement is not the part of the loop. That means one by one record is not being written. After the loop, when the loop terminates, then this statement will be working and file created message will be coming. So this is how at one step you can write all the records into the CSV file. So few things to be noted here. This argument I wish you should omit and try and see what happens, what is the importance. Even you can change the delimiter over here. You can put question mark, semicolon, and see what happens into your CSV file. So for opening CSV file, you have to go to this folder, and there you will be opening CSV file through any software. Like if you have OpenOffice Calc, I'm using MS Excel, so I have opened it with MS Excel, or you can open it with any format which is supporting CSV format on, and maintaining the record type of structure database where it is maintained. There you can open this file. So this is the way you can few functionalities, few workout we have seen in CSV file. You can try out some more workout in CSV file. You can explore something more in CSV file, something new in CSV file. It is very interesting to work with CSV file. Then we have TSV files also, tab separator values. So according to the this limitation of this tutorial or the video, that in this tutorial I have to deal only with CSV file, so only I am dealing with CSV file. Any queries, they are most welcome. So you can like the video, subscribe the video. Always your suggestions are always welcome. Keep moving, keep exploring, keep experimenting the new things, and enjoy the learning with CSV files. Thank you. Bye bye.